Hello there. This is rant number 3. Welcome to the Catboy Rants. Just want to let you know, I do these a little bit before I post them, sometimes a little week in advance, just in case if something happens, no batteries or anything like that. So really, if you want to know what day this is actually Sunday. It is Sunday, the 10th of February. So those of you who are wondering why this is being posted the weekend of the 22nd, it's because the upcoming week is going to be a bit busy. I'm getting everything ready for the convention. I've got 3 panels lined up, and if you're wondering what the convention it is RadCon in Pasco. Doing 3 panels, 2 with some really great people. And it's all about anime. So I just wanted the 2 panels, not the whole thing. The whole thing is sci-fi and everything. So I'm just going to be there. It's going to be awesome. Real treat for everybody. Today I would like to talk about something that's gotten to me a little bit, just because I've recently watched a few things, seen a few things that kind of make me wonder some of the things about anime, especially some of the newer stuff versus the older stuff. Case in point, two anime I want to go ahead and pick on right now. One is Angel Beats. Just finished that recently. I know a lot of people are going to be saying, well, wait a minute, that's been out for a while. I know. I've come from the generation that it took a long time to get anime. I mean, late 80s, early 90s, you had to know a person or get all your stuff online. But back then, it really wasn't an online. Even then, you needed to know a person who knew a person to get it. Or you had to go ahead and go down to like a local video store and see if they had it. But even then, all you're going to find is maybe Cybercop or Akira. Granted, of course, Akira got the box, my metal box set, so I'm good with that. But you would never find the good stuff. You'd find just stuff that has either been seen on the Sci-Fi Channel or you saw on like late night cable television. And when I mean late night cable television, those of you who are watching this know, standing like this, trying to figure out how to go ahead and actually get the best reception. So for those of you who don't come from that generation, who are kind of spoiled with all the anime that's out here, this is kind of not going to be what you're going to be thinking of. So, the 2 anime, Angel Beats and Orgus. Those of you who have never seen Orgus, let me go ahead and give you a little bit of breakdown. Orgus is about a young man who is thrown into an alternate world, quote unquote, and he meets up with tentacle people. Men have 1 tentacle coming off the back of their head. I mean, they look human. They have 1 tentacle coming off the back of the head. The women have 2. Yes. They're traders, merchants. Just think the Ferengi, only kind of reversed because the women own more stuff than the men do. So kind of like that, but not as shrewd looked as ever. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But I always use this because it was a terrible anime, but it was the important anime. And Sage, Bennett the Sage, if you are watching this, this is something I'd recommend for you. Orgus. A lot of people called it Robotech, the show. It really wasn't. I know there was a sequel, a movie called Orgus 2, but OVA, and it was all right, but there was a lot of questions. Angel Beats, for those of you who know, I mean, this is throwing a different genre out there, is about a young man who falls into limbo and is basically set to fight against a creature known as Angel, a little girl. Both very good shows in their own right. Orgus is kind of weird. To go ahead and give you a little bit more. Orgus is one of the, like I said, it's the product of its time, late 80s. I like to go ahead and think of one of the young men as Michael J. Fox. You have Michael J. Fox and his friend, which was Styles from every movie or anything that they had. Styles. Those of you who have seen Teen Wolf know what I'm talking about. Styles and Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox is this headstrong young man, and he just wants to go ahead and prove himself. Those of you who like Robotech, think Rick Hunter minus Min-May in the very beginning, very headstrong. This guy is supposed to have been in the actual military for a very long time, so he should have gotten that headstrongness kind of kicked out of him to actually follow orders, especially when it gets down to the point where he is the cause of the alternate worlds. Those of you who want to know more about Orgus, I will do a full rant later on, but I just want to go and bring up this one thing real quick. The main thing between these two is, in both movies you have a male protagonist. They are young men. In Orgus, I would guess maybe he's about 18, 15, 18. You can never tell in the early 80s. In Angel Beats, it's a young boy about 15 years old. You know this because he's about high school age, you know, freshman, maybe a junior, whatever. Both of them fighting to keep themselves alive, but the main difference between the two, of course, the animation style, is how the women are handled.
And when I mean being handled, I don't really mean anything negative by that. What I mean is actually, if you look at a lot of these, especially the Orgus pictures, you'll find that a lot of those are actually pictures showing the cast actually doing certain things. I mean, especially the female cast looking pretty, standing there, just standing, really. I mean, in a lot of these, they're just there as eye candy. I mean, even on the front cover, you see the childlike character, the Min-May character, and the Michael J. Fox character. I mean, it's not until later on that you actually see a character in anime, a female character who is actually very strong. And I mean, even in one section of Orgus, there is a spot, which is right here, which actually shows Lisa Hayes from Macross in the buff. But once you get into the Angel Beats pictures, you start seeing that the women are very proactive. They're in action sequences, and almost in every picture I've ever found, other than of course anything hentai-ish, they're carrying weapons, which to me is a step forward, especially showing the very tough, the very active leader versus the passive doll that you saw before.
It's a big difference. In the 80s, you had women who were actually led more by women. I mean, they were seen more as the accessories. Now, I'm not saying anything big, but that's what it was looking at. I mean, if you look at a lot of them, I mean, the only ones that are really different are like Ranma, some of the harem animes, but you're looking at mostly they needed the male character to do stuff for them. Now, look at the newer ones, the newer anime. Angel Beats, it's led by a woman. Most of the female characters in most of the animes nowadays are stronger, faster, more agile. The guys, we're the comic relief now. We are, which is fine. Really, it's fine, because you know we made them I Love Lucy. I mean, granted, it's been going back and forth, but we're the comic relief now. We are the ones that are seen as more of the bumbling guys. Now, of course, we get into some action anime. I don't really count Orgus as an action anime because it's terrible. It's so terrible. Spoilers for Orgus, if you ever decide to watch the crap that it is that in Orgus, the very end of the show, the whole thing of the show, Michael J. Fox and Styles meet up, because apparently it's the future. You have the Chiram and you have the tentacle people. I can't remember what their names are. I tried to forget this show. But you have the Chiram and you have the tentacle people. The Chiram are the humans from our world, the ones that blew everything up. The thing that was blown up, was known as the Cupcake Monster. I don't know if this is a dubbed translation, because I've only seen this dubbed. I've never seen this anything other than dubbed. except for the last episode, because I don't want to watch anything other than this last episode of this thing in anything else. I don't want to take the time to read anything for the show, unless, of course, some guy was high while he was dubbing it. Anyways, in the very last episode, and I know I said I was going to do an Orgus thing later, but I'll do it now. In the very last episode, Styles and Michael J. Fox are going to try to set everything right, because since they were the ones who screwed it all up, they have a singularity inside themselves that only they can fix everything. And when I mean everything, you have dinosaurs, you have tentacle people, you have Aleutians, you have moon men, you have robots jumping around, you have fire coming from the sky, and you could be standing in your home, and all of a sudden 5 seconds goes by and you're standing in another dimension. That's just the way it is. That's how all these people got together. So I mean, it's almost like we're watching Suzumina, you know. She's got bored. We're going to go ahead and change things up. But they get to the singularity. I mean, it's this pillar of light. Thank you. Tron Legacy. And Tron. And everything that means that the gateway is a pillar of light. But it's this pillar of light. They get in there. They go to the middle of the pillar of light. And they see their younger selves. And they tell their younger selves, hey, guess what? If you blow up the thing, it'll screw shit up. Now, you want to know what their younger selves do? Give you a hint. They don't believe them. Now, I gotta say, honestly, if my older self came through my front door and said, hey, by the way, Ken, you're going to destroy the world, I want you to stop whatever you're doing, I'd do it. I'd be like, sure, man. I mean, 'cause I trust myself. But they don't. They're like, no, we're not going to do it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to kill you. So they take out their guns. Take out their guns. Point it at their other friend, their older selves. Their older selves think, well, we got to defend ourselves. So they do exactly the same thing. And what happens? They shoot each other. Yeah. In the heart. Both of them. Older selves kill the younger selves. The younger selves kill the older selves. And you know what that does? It resets everything. Absolutely everything. Can you believe it? You know what's the really bad thing? Michael J. Fox got a tentacle lady pregnant. Yeah. So she is carrying his child. And that's why we have the second OVA, Orgus 2. Watch that. As effed up as it is, it makes more sense. Any of the shit that happened before. Because it was made during the time that we had Manga Video. In fact, Manga Video put it out. Manga Video put out Orgus 2. I can't remember who put out original Orgus. It might have been an Amigo. It could have been anybody. I don't want to go ahead and I won't want to watch them again. It's that bad. I mean, I will watch, personally, I will watch the worst crap. I've watched Bomber Bikers, okay, which is about a guy who does needlepoint and he's the head of a street gang, motorcycle gang. A friend of mine found that, showed it to us. I had to go out there and find it. He found it at a gas station. I found it at a swap meet in Packwood, Washington. Yeah. 50 cents. He paid 99 cents. I still feel cheated. But it was still better than Orgus. Now back to Angel Beats. And a lot of the stuff from the 2000 era. You're going to find a lot of them where you're not going to have that. You're going to have your stupid storylines. But really, they're actually... The more characters are fleshed out. Now, not all of them. Okay? I mean, Those of you who watched Motown, you know what I'm talking about. But most of the time, you've got a good set of characters. It keeps you guessing. And you have some strong female leads. Oh, I almost forgot. There's something that made it even worse for the female tentacle people. See, if they don't have sex by the age of 16, they become infertile. Yeah. In fact, one of the main characters, the leader of their, and I use leader very loosely, the leader of the tentacle people that are on this, they're on a big barge. She is infertile because she's 21 years old and she never had sex. And they're traveling with a dragon that was a big horn dog, so. But yeah. Granted, even after all the crap that the 80s anime brought to us, I still like it a little bit more than some of the 2000 era. Just because you can sit down, relax, enjoy a nice hand-drawn cell versus something that was done on a computer multiple times. Granted, season 2 of Suzumiya, I gotta say, watch it. Be very patient because you're gonna get a repeat. And I give props to those people out there that made it. Because, oh God. It's good. It's good. It's very good. It's just, watch it. You'll understand. I think that's about wraps it up. This has been the Catboy Rants. And I'll leave you with 3 hams.
3 hams will certainly kill him. 3 hams.
3 hams will kill him. 3 hams will kill him. I shouldn't fear.